Welcome to my favorite nonprofit radio segment called Nonprofits Care. Their causes are really extraordinary.
Nonprofit organizations serve our community in a host of ways, and yet, until now, there's never been one place to find out about causes that are really extraordinary. It's time for Nonprofits Who Care, hosted by Ralph Grills, founder of My Favorite Nonprofit.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. It is time for Nonprofits Who Care, and believe it or not, Angel, Ralph Grills is in the studio.
Back in studio.
I love that. Hi, Ralph.
Hi, Eric. How are you?
We're doing great. So glad to have you back with us.
Thank you. It's very good to be back.
Absolutely. Who are we talking to today?
Okay, well, today our guest is James Mejia. And James is a very special guest because one thing, he is actually one of our MCs at the gala that we're hosting on May 12th that's benefiting Up With People. And James' background is that he was the executive director and president and CEO of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, as well as he was recruited by Mayor Webb's office as the executive director of the Agency for Human Rights and Community Relation. And also, James in 1999 was elected to the Denver Public Schools Board of Education. He also worked for the Mayor's Office of Economic Development and International Trade under Mayor Webb.
My goodness.
And also, he was the president and chief executive officer of the Denver Preschool Program.
We are in the midst of greatness, aren't we?
Yes, and the most recently, James has ran for mayor for the city of Denver.
Wow, and this is the MC for your gala coming up on May 12th.
That is correct.
Very nice. Well, welcome to the show.
Thanks. I feel old and tired after that, Ralph. Thanks.
And yet, all of that, and you haven't aged a day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, James looks very young. As a matter of fact, James is very vibrant in the community. All of his career, he's been a public servant. And one of the things I wanted to ask you, James, as a public servant, you worked with a lot of nonprofits out there. What do you believe the role of the nonprofit is in the community?
Well, you know, there's the government sector, there's the private sector. I would call the nonprofit the third sector, and then journalism the fourth, frankly, that make the entire community, that make a whole community. Government does not do very many things on their own, nor should they, frankly. There should be public-private partnerships and partnerships with nonprofits, and almost any issue that you can take in government, you'll find nonprofits working alongside government to get things done.
Mm-hmm. So in the city of Denver, you saw a lot of nonprofits working with the city of Denver then?
There's no question. I mean, even take the issues, you know, when you open the paper today and read about the homeless issues or the camping ban, there's a whole string of nonprofits that are trying to serve the homeless community or communities in transition, and working with government to get those done. And especially when I came into the Agency for Human Rights and Community Relations, organizations working with women, working with youth, working with people with disabilities, et cetera, extremely important for our well-being as a city.
You know, and James, you talk about the well-being of the city. It really is the lifeblood to the microcosm, if you will, to the city. You can't take nonprofits out of the equation, otherwise
That's
everything
right.
kind of collapses.
That's right.
Do you advocate working on nonprofit boards? You know, do you think that that's a good thing for business people to do?
Well, there's no question. I mean, even if it's just to gain a greater understanding of what else is going on in the world besides just the for-profit sector. But there's also an element of doing something for your community. And it's a great way to get it done. And the expertise that business people can bring to the table, whether it's finance, whether it's organizational development, whether it's leadership, they have so much to offer, so much to add, that they really, business people are critical to the well-being of the nonprofit community.
Yeah, because we had Brad Miley of the Denver Rescue Mission on, and he was talking how they had to work hand-in-hand with the city to help the homeless out there. And he stated there was over 11,000 homeless people out there that they're trying to help, so it's amazing. I'm just glad that we have them out there to do this.
Yeah, couldn't
do it.
Yeah, we could not get many of the things done without nonprofits operating within our city.
Are you which nonprofits in Denver you think are doing an exceptionally good job right now?
Oh wow, there are so many.
That's good to hear.
It is.
That is good.
One that I've worked pretty closely with and that is doing a great job in helping to make Colorado the healthiest state in the country is the Colorado Health Foundation. It's the biggest foundation in our state right now, and we've got an obesity epidemic, especially with our young people. And I think their work is critical in stemming the tide of disease as a result of obesity and getting the message out about eating and exercise, etc.
That's good, because there's got to be some ways to help people that way, because there is a lot of kids out there that are just eating junk food and not very healthy. So
Yeah, Eric.
Why
No,
are
I'm
y'all
just
looking
kidding.
at me? I got 3 people and a producer all looking at me.
Eric's pretty svelte. I don't know.
Come on now.
I don't know.
Come on.
Now, are there other nonprofits out there that you wish were taking a different direction? Or?
It's a question of resources. I think when you look at nonprofits that you wish could do more, you wish you could put more resources in the hands of many nonprofits. And going back to the homeless issue, when you put into place as a city a camping ban, it means you criminalize being homeless.
Right.
At the same time, when the economy is difficult, I would say you need to increase resources to ensure that you have places for homeless to go, and try to solve the problem that way. So it's a matter of resources. I wish we had more, and I wish we would push a little bit more as a community to help out those in need.
I think that's every nonprofit's battle cry. We need more resources, and that they're available. And do you think that we're just tapped because we're stretched too thin with too many Indians, too many options?
Part of it's the economy. We're in a difficult economic time. I think people have tightened up a little bit. I think part of it is just the sheer number of issues that people want to work on. That leads to a little bit of paralysis. There's so much to do that you don't know where to start.
That's a good
kind of thing. But I will say we've got to do something, and we can and should be doing something. So every little bit helps in working with nonprofits, and that's why I'm excited about the Up With People event coming up, Ralph. So,
you led me to my last question. I was going to ask you. When I asked you about being our MC for Up With People, you said you were very familiar with Up With People.
Sure.
What's your history and how do you know about Up With People?
Well, it's a Colorado organization, and I've known several people who have gone through the training, and it's more than just performance. It really is how to develop as a young person. So I'm excited to be affiliated with it. I think they've done great work for decades and really help young people develop leadership and collaborative skills. So excited to help out.
We're excited to have you. You and Greg Lopez are co-MCs, and I think we're going to really have a great event. Up With People does a lot of social community service, like you were talking about, besides just the performance.
Right.
And as James was saying, people that I've met that have been alumni of Up With People, they seem like to be extraordinary people.
They absolutely are. James Mejia, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you and your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And Ralph, I guess that leads us to my final question for you. As nonprofits who care, this segment kind of features all these various nonprofits. And my favorite nonprofit is the house for those nonprofits in the Up With People gala. How are things going, and what do you need?
Okay, well, what we would like people to do is actually we need people just to attend the event, and they can go to myfavoritenonprofit.com. We have the event calendar there, and they can see the gala on May 12th. And there's all the information about what the event's about, how they could register, the cost, and then just have them come and let people know that's available.
It is time to buy your tickets to the gala. It is.
Yes,
it is coming. It's practically the day after tomorrow, the way the calendar time flies. We're still looking for sponsorship and involvement, but it is time to buy your tickets.
And we look forward to having you all about there.
Absolutely. MyFavoriteNonprofit.com. Ralph Grills, again, so nice to have you back in the studio. Thank you for joining us again.
It's great being back.
Absolutely. I like your tan. You're looking good from your non-disclosed location on holiday.
That's right. It was a secret location out there.
And thank you so much for keeping this segment going, calling in every week.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love the show.
Absolutely. And a brilliant show that it was. Great words of inspiration from our own Angel Tussey and Dr. D. And then, of course, Michael Russo tells us that, it's not necessarily the burger, it's the marketing. Make sure you stick with the great marketing that you've got there. And then don't forget nonprofits who care. Causes really are extraordinary, and you have the difference. You've got the voice. If you'd like to connect with these people, you are that revolution here. You can reach us at facebook.com/experiencepros. That's facebook.com/experiencepros. If you would like to Twitter about what you hear about here and share for business, we love it when you do that. And you can do that at Twitter at experiencepros. Thanks for listening, folks.